Howdy, Spaceman Josh here, and welcome back to Stellaris, where we left off. Let's continue onward as we slowly but surely get things done. This construction ship is done, so we should have him do something. Let's have him build the research stations over here. Or is that what we have this person doing? That's what we have this person doing. So no, we'll have you stop. What do we want you to do? Let's have you... We have 56 influence. Let's see. Let's have you go up here. And then we have this other construction ship that's doing stuff over there. And you're moving over here, correct? Yes. Okay, science ship, where are you at? What are you doing? Surveying. Okay, you're over there. We've seen the other thing, there's 0% and a mystery. The other one is doing research projects, the thing that's currently moving. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's currently moving. Though, it's moving in a direction where we could do some surveying, so I think what I'll do is I'll tell them to stop. And instead, you'll survey this system, and just kind of go along and survey these systems, since we're moving along here. And then, what we'll do is then we'll also end up over here and research the research project there. And then we can also further survey the systems up this way. And we'll go along this line first as we try to sort of secure maybe this area of space. And then we'll go down here. Hopefully by the time this all happens they won't have reached up this way, because they can't go much farther in this direction. They can sort of control these areas up here, maybe collect some of this, but if they try going this way, then starting these systems isn't the most entirely useful thing to do, especially since we're in a sense where I can hover over this and I know what they've already gotten. So it's the theory that it's sort of like I know I have information on those systems because they have information on those systems and we're not at war, if that makes any sense. But we have them set up to do all of that, which is nice. This person's still surveying this system. They'll go through all of that and stop at the, I think that's a black hole. That's a black hole. And then construction ships are still in the motion of moving. One more month and we can, oh, there we go, we can place another thing down. So let's, I think probably the one I'll have them do first. I think I might have just this construction ship do it first, because that way we just fill in this gap right here.
System survey complete.
Cool. Did we get anything else other than entry? Oh yeah, we got two things. Oh, we got a 75% from this planet. That's cool.
Construction complete.
Mm-hmm. So now there's, let's see, there's 2 planets that we can inhabit, reasonably inhabit. Oh, migrating forests. What's this? The surface of Anarchus Prime is covered in lush forests, with massive tree analogs rising hundreds of meters into the air. Interestingly, our colonists have found that nearby all of the floor is mobile to various degrees. Forests stretching for miles will slowly migrate to new areas which share nutrients in a cycle that seems tied to the planet's orbit. Unfortunately, this has seriously hampered efforts to develop the colony's infrastructure. The migrating trees frequently cut power lines while smashing our buildings and roads into rubble. We need to find a solution. Adds migrating forest to that. Begins that chain. Issues a special project.
Situation log updated.
Anarchus Prime. Where is the right down here? The closest ship is down right there. And so I think I'm at the point where it's probably a better idea to just build another ship. To build another science ship. So the closest one is from, it looks like the Koval system. So let's go in the shipyard and build a science ship. Do we actually have the proper leaders for that? Scientists available. We do have an available one. That is good. And they're level 2 somehow. Ooh, expertise in particles. That's cool. Let's see. Physics research speed and computing. So these people actually do have some experience with that. What is this? Research speed on new worlds or research speed on materials. I think we'd be fine with the way it is. Research speed plus 10%. We should probably assign this person to do research somewhere. Let's see, engineering research. What are you good at? Leader lifespan plus 25 years. So I think what we can do is we can try to. How do I? Okay, so let's go on to. I think it's under technology. It's simple. Let's engineering. I want you to do this person. Because then that way that's just 10% faster, which is good. And then that way the other leader is available for us for the new ship that we'll be building. I think it's interesting how how the Cibulon Polity doesn't have as much control over its space as like the Rathilian Kingdom. It probably has about as much. It probably has a little bit less than what the Rathilian Kingdom had when we found them, but at the same time, they have plenty more planets. Like, they have significantly more planets, I think, than even the Rathilian Kingdom with the amount of space they have. Yeah, because there's a couple of these. Like, they have, it looks like 5 or 6, and while this, well, over here in a span of just a few areas, just a few sectors, there's easily probably close to a dozen. Looks to be about, yeah, 10. Meanwhile, we're over here with 5. No sector. Let's create a new sector then. We should probably assign a leader. Okay, we need to find a new one. Age 31. Traits. Leader cost minus 50%. Leader upkeep. That's useful. They're eager and young. Then we got 36. Environmental engineer. That's actually probably really useful. Experience gain, that might also be useful. They're 36. And so we have the energy to do it. So let's recruit this one. And we'll assign that one to the leader of that sector. And then transfer resources. We're getting close to that again, so let's transfer all that over. Bring it up to about 3K. Bring this one back up to 4. Okay, everything looks all fine and dandy, and then we have the shared thing should we ever need it. And there's actually a lot of research coming out of Jet Prime. I like that a lot. Though I wonder how we can get more consumer goods being made, because now we're not gaining any. I think we're just barely even. Yeah, monthly gain plus 0.2. We need to find a way to gain more, and I don't know how. This sector is focused on production. Let's see. This sector will focus on generating research, manufacturing, consumer goods. Yeah, let's do that. We'll have a manufacturing focus for this sector. It's only one planet, but we'll focus on getting some of this stuff more. That'll be useful for us.
As our empire grows, new colonies can be organized into sectors.
Yep. And so, since we made a new sector, that means that Anarchus Prime has become. Ooh, yeah, they're going that way. That's why I want to do a thing. Oh, migration treaty proposal. The Jaheman people should not be prisoners in the Jaheman Dominion, and neither should our own people be limited to inhabit our territory. Let us agree to remedy this. So I think the idea is we'll be allowed to have different species live on these different planets. I'm okay with that. We're basically becoming we're almost essentially becoming the same kingdom in a sense. We're becoming the same group. I'm perfectly fine with that. As long as there is a clear line between the space that I control versus the space you control, and I can keep track of that and make sure I'm doing better than you, I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and unpause. Construction complete.
Research complete.
Research. Let's pause this. Okay. Side research from researchers. Didn't we just get this? Leader pool size +1, leader cost -20%. That might be useful. Naval capacity +30. As extrasolar expeditions become more common, it's important to provide planetary relief for returning fleets. Starbase capacity, that might be useful as we expand further and get actual more star bases, get further out, so we don't have to keep making them from our primary original sector. That might be useful, though we already have 2 more slots, and we don't really need to go this way. It's going to be only just over here that we need to add more, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. This one, that might be useful, just because the leader cost is lower, and they'd probably go up as we need more. Let's actually check that real quick. If we try to recruit another admiral per se, 312. Okay, does this one go up to 312? Okay, so no, they actually do. Okay, so they actually do. They do this. They stay the same. So I'm not that isn't too big of a deal. Let's then go ahead and go with the starbase capacity. Okay, this might end up being another sector for its own as well, unless it's close enough to this to be part of that sector. But I don't think, unless there's a planet here or here, I don't think we'll have many other planets in this sector. This one might be useful if the Rithilian Kingdom is able to use it. 75 over there, so that we actually have a few over here that would be particularly useful. We haven't looked at that one yet, but it's actually that's a size 25 planet. Cool. It's a desert world. Do we have any other desert worlds? They tend to stay the same value. Desert worlds are 20%, so that's not going to be a good plan for us. Let's see. What are their planets like?
The diplomacy screen is where we communicate with other civilizations. Here we can declare war, form alliances, and implement trade deals with our neighbors, amongst other things.
Cool. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Guarantee the independence of this empire. If they are attacked, we will automatically come to their defense. Let's see. Form a defensive pact. Form a defensive pact with this empire. If either empire is attacked, the other will automatically come to their defense. Why can I not do this? Acceptance -6. Base -50. Friendly attitude +50. Oh, they're unlikely to accept it. Number of Rithilian defense pacts. So they already have one. That's probably why. Relative power of empires. I think that means that it's more powerful than me, I guess. Federation builders and distance. If either empire is attacked, this will increase their trust of us by 0.75 each month, up to a maximum of 100. This will cost us an influence each month. So that'll actually lower our influence. I don't know if I want to do that just yet, because I still haven't, I don't have a very high influence. So that one's, might not do that just yet. And it's good to know that they themselves also do have that. So, but actually, let's go back to that a little bit. Okay. So they actually do have a decent trust with us, which is cool. What's this? Their opinion of us is actually really high. Cool. Empire colonies, they have 9. They're friendly towards us. Relative power is about equivalent. Their fleet power is equivalent compared to ours. Their economic power and technological power is all equivalent compared to us. So they're essentially they're really close to being our equals. Arctic world. That's their perfect world, is an Arctic world. That's good to know. And then this is one of the capitals. Let's form a non-aggression pact. It's likely to acceptance 7. It will cost us 0.25 each month. We will be unable to attack each other while this is in effect. This will increase their trust of us by 0.55 to a maximum of 50. I want to do that. Let's see. form a research agreement. It'll also cost half. It'll increase our cost to half. I think I'm okay with that. Acceptance 27. Receptive attitudes plus 50. Opinion plus 8. Erudite explorers plus 50. You want to form a research agreement with us, Chehetma. A bonus to research speed of all the other empires discovered technologies. Yeah. What's this? Is target of Kakesbelis from Hetman Kingdom ideology. So they don't agree in ideology. As a migration treaty with the Rithilian Kingdom. That's good to know that they have that. What does this do? Prepare to vouch for our continued sovereignty. Guarantee the independence of this empire. If they are attacked, we will automatically come to their defense. This will increase their trust of us. This will cost us. No, I can't do that. We'll already be down a little bit. So yeah, if we hit play. Very well. We will share our knowledge of the German in exchange for your own. Yep, I'm okay with that. And there's also this one. We cannot see what either of us would want to stand to win from war. We agree to enter into a pact of non-aggression. Cool. Basically means that we'll share research and you won't try to kill me, which is really important for me right now. As long as I secure this right here, then I will be totally happy with our standings with everyone else.
Construction complete.
Coolio. Okay, so we're this one, yes.
Anomaly found.
Go ahead and research that. Have them do that. You're over here on your own. We don't have enough influence, so we're getting 3.71. How do I? So we're produced from base and faction, so it literally is just the faction stuff. So is there a way to make more factions? Can we encourage the making of more factions? Because this one has extra national authority, and I don't know what that means. To dominate subject nations, expanding our influence to dominate subject nations. I don't know. Like, does that mean you want me to take over more nations? And I don't want to do that. We're pacifists. So.
Special project complete.
Cool. Also, this system has been fully done through. A dimension of suffering. The dimensional porn of Dadaska Prime seed to lead to a realm which is opposed to the sapient mind on a fundamental level. Any and all contact with material from this dimension causes intense suffering in the subject, which if continued for more than a few minutes leads to intense suicidal urges, coupled with attempts to mutilate their sensory organs. Even simply studying data recorded in the strange dimension causes intense discomfort in the biological observer and cascading errors in the computer systems. Let's see. Find a way to close the portal, because we have people living there. Let's see, ransomers, emergency buoy. An emergency transmission buoy floats in the gentle orbit around Rapidson 5. Its outer casing is heavily damaged, seemingly by a glancing weapons fire or powerful explosion. Might be a Chehetman model for civilian ships designed to be ejected on emergency measures should the comm system fail. But the extent of the damage makes it impossible to know for certain. It's repeating a weak, distorted signal. Clean up the transmission.
Situation log updated.
And we've hit the end of the video, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it for me. An odd factor. No reports of any problems have been issued from the odd factor in Cyberpunk Prime. It seems like the colony will maintain the project production estimates. Good. Okay, so I'm going to hit stop it here. Thank you all for watching. If you liked it, go and hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, go and hit that subscribe button. If you want, you can also hit the bell. It'll turn on notifications, let you know right when I upload. If you want to, there's also not a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks is the best for you to watch off my channel. Other than that, thank you for chatting with me today. Spaceman Josh, out.